What's going on, everyone? Platinum Beast coming at you with yet another video. Today we are going to be talking about where will Palladium end up. So with all that being said, let's get into it. Okay guys, so Palladium is the topic today, and we're going to talk a little bit about platinum and other precious metals a little bit, but today's main focus is Palladium. The most expensive, well, I guess not technically the most expensive, but the most expensive of the four main precious metals groups. And I wanted to talk about where will Palladium end up specifically. So everyone knows that Palladium is very, very, very expensive at the current time. Its counterpart, platinum, is reasonably affordable, so to speak. And I want to talk about why there's that drastic difference between these two prices and where Palladium could end up on the spectrum ultimately. So, as everyone knows, auto manufacturers switched from platinum to palladium, and that caused the price of palladium to rise exponentially. The same thing can be said about rhodium. The price of that has risen exponentially. But today's topic is palladium. So where will palladium end up? What does the Platinum Beast think about palladium? I've been asked, do I stack palladium? And I do have a little bit, as you can see here. I've got a ½ ounce. I actually bought this years ago and haven't really bought any since because I think palladium is somewhat overpriced at the current time. But I want to talk about where palladium will end up. So some things you should know about palladium specifically are it's more rare than platinum. Okay, so because it's more rare than platinum, personally, I don't see it going down back below platinum's price again. Now, it could happen. I mean, I'm not saying it's impossible. It could happen. Another thing I want to talk about is palladium is 85% of palladium is used in industry, and only 15% is used for like investment / like jewelry. Platinum, on the other hand, only 40% of its demand is used in industry. The other 60% is investments, jewelry, things of that nature. So it's pretty big difference between the two there. Now, palladium is more rare than platinum. So in my opinion, I think it always holds somewhere above platinum. Now, I think the gap could get a lot smaller over time. Another key aspect of palladium is it doesn't take as much palladium to achieve the same thing as platinum. And another topic I want to add in is palladium and platinum are part of the same group of metals. So there's this group called the platinum group metals. It involves platinum, palladium, rhodium, ruthenium, I think, iridium, and maybe one or two others. But they're all very similar, so to speak, but they have little differences here and there. So as far as cars are concerned, it takes twice as much platinum to achieve the same thing as palladium in regards to the auto catalysts. So both could end up faring well in industry over time, but I personally think that the gap could shrink a bit as to where each one is priced at. Now, it could go in the complete opposite direction. I am just speculating based on these facts that platinum and palladium are interchangeable to an extent, but palladium is much more effective than platinum at doing the same thing, so it requires less. So it really boils down to availability, right? If we have lots and lots of palladium just by chance and not enough platinum, they'll use palladium and so on and so forth. Now, one thing I want to talk about is a lot of palladium and some platinum are mined as byproducts. So they're found in other mines, usually like copper or gold or silver or something like that. Some palladium or some platinum will come out and it's a byproduct and it just ends up benefiting the overall miner. But that is not the main goal, and that's not the main thing being mined at a lot of places. These metals are found. Now there are platinum mines and palladium mines. They mostly exist in Africa and Russia. So those are two places in the world where a lot of crazy things could happen. And so if something were to happen in either of those places, that could also influence the price of both of these metals overall. But in my opinion, I think palladium comes down a little bit. In recent times, it has moved very, very, very differently than gold, silver, and platinum. Platinum moves a little bit differently than gold and silver, but overall, palladium has not come down past below 2,000 in a very long time. I actually bought this palladium when it was below $2,000 an ounce, but it hasn't been below $2,000 an ounce in a very long time. And so that's just one thing to kind of think about. I know a lot of people are kind of wanting to get into palladium. They just don't want to pay the price. They think it'll come down. To be honest, when I bought this, I believe spot price was somewhere around $1,600 an ounce. So I paid about $800 for this. And everyone thought it would come down at that point too. I even got this at spot from a private individual. And so as far as where it's going to end up, I think it always holds above platinum because it's more rare than platinum and it's more effective than platinum in the same industrial use wise. But I don't think it holds quite the double the price of platinum forever. I think it might come down or it might even out. It could end up where platinum goes up to close to $2,000 an ounce and palladium maybe only goes up a little bit, right? But overall, I don't think buying palladium is a bad idea if you were thinking about getting it. I think there's strong potential for this metal, I think, because of its rarity and its use in industry. Because that's something you got to think about, guys. I mentioned at the beginning of this video that palladium is 85% used in industry, 15% investments, and things like that. And a lot of people get weary about metals that are so heavily used in industry, but the industries that use this, they wouldn't use it if there was a cheaper alternative, right? And the only thing cheaper is platinum, and as far as similarity. So they wouldn't use this if there wasn't a cheaper alternative. So that means this metal is used in industries where they can't afford to, skimp out, cheap out, use a different metal, use something less effective but still gets the job done. They can't do that. And so the industries that need this, they must really, 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 really need this metal for whatever applications they're using it for. And so because of that, the price will go up. It's really kind of name your price, right? It would be like having the cure to cancer or something, right? If you had the cure to cancer, you could name your price. Now, that's not the case with this metal. There's lots of this metal and stuff like that. But you kind of should start seeing the idea in that having a metal that is so heavily used in industry, and that is what dictates its price, isn't always such a bad thing, because those industries need the metal. The investment side, I mean, gold and silver and things like that, well, silver's a little bit more industrial, but gold, not so much a need as it is a want in your investment portfolio. Some industries do use gold here and there a little bit, and everyone has seen it as a monetary metal. But as far as just absolutely needing it, I mean, it's not in the same world as palladium. And so it's something to think about. You know, if you buy gold because it's a monetary metal and you buy palladium because it's a very, very, very rare industrial metal, that's a great way to diversify, in my opinion. So at the end of the day, guys, I think that either buying platinum or palladium, either one's a good option, to be honest, at this point. I do see the gap closing between the two spot prices. I don't know if that's because platinum goes up or palladium goes down, but I do see the gap closing. So with all that being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to check out my other videos. I have a lot of videos talking about platinum and other precious metals. Be sure to hit that like button down below. Be sure to hit that subscribe button down below. Leave me a comment in the comment section down below. With all that being said, guys, until next time, we will see you.